I promised magic content, and magic content you shall receive. Starting with some more Vintage Cube. Alright, lots of good cards in this pack. We got Polluted Delta. Mox Jet is pretty obviously our pick here. I can't really ignore a Mox. Force Negation, Fractured Identity, Preordain, all good cards. There's a lot of good cards here. I would take like High Tide or Past in Flames if I wanted to like Force Storm, but Mox Jet. Okay, so there's some interesting options. We could take LED if we wanted to do Storm. We could take Oath of Druids if we wanted to play a big dumb green creature deck. We could take Damnation, Creeping Tar Pit, or Cryptic Command if we wanted to be on the like blue-black or maybe Grixis control path. I think I want to force Storm. I really do. But I think with passing a High Tide pack one, we're almost certainly not going to be able to do that. So I think I'm going to take Cryptic Command and just focus on picking a lot of blue cards. This does commit us pretty hard to blue, especially if our fixing is bad. But we'll see what happens. Alright, in this pack we have Shriekmaw, Grave Titan, Factor Fiction, Thing in the Ice. And I don't think we're playing like any other card in this pack. I got yelled at for not picking Foff, so I'm going to take Foff. I also was going to pick this just straight up. I think it's better than most of the cards in this pack. Because, like, if you're playing a lot of blue, having 4 mana, like having instants that are the same mana cost to give yourself options to play on your opponent's end step is, like, it makes these cards even better. Like, Cryptic Command is really good, Factor Fiction is really good, and having the option to play one or the other on your opponent's end step is actually kind of insane. Sticking with the powerful blue cards, I think I'm going to take Brazen Borrower here. Just because it's a really good flash creature, it's still hard into blue, and it has like a different mode on it that's also really powerful. We could take like Expansion Explosion, but Brazen Borrower is just really good. Tundra looks like it's going to be a good pick for us. We could go blue-white. Gideon is a very, very strong Planeswalker. In fact, he might actually be worth picking over Tundra if we're planning on going blue-white, because he just can win the game and or buy you a bunch of turns. I don't like passing the duels, and it's possible Gideon comes around, because like big derpy Planeswalkers sometimes will wheel. I think I'm going to take Tundra. Okay. So now we have Hero of Bladehold, Council's Judgment, Ponder, or Looter Eel Core. Council's Judgment would be really good, but I don't know if we're 100% in white yet, so I'm going to take Ponder. Okay, we have Dismember, a double off-color duel if we want it, Containment Priest as a potential flash threat, or Frost Titan. I think Frost Titan gets a lot of hate, but I also think it's not very good. It can just win the game, but I think I'm going to take Dismember. It's really good removal. Frost Titan will probably come around. 1,000-Year Storm. So we could take Arcane Artisan. But we don't have any, like, payoffs for it, really. I'm going to speculate on this 1,000-Year Storm. There's also a Marriott Angel. Yeah, we're going to take this just to see if we can do anything fun with it. Okay, Elspeth, Past in Flames, and Fractured Identity came around, and I think Fractured Identity is absolutely bonkers. Having a Tundra makes this way more playable. We could take Past in Flames and still do the Storm thing. There was one other Storm card in this pack, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I think I'm going to take Fractured Identity, though. I think that card's absolutely crazy if you can cast it. Path came all the way around. So did Thalia and Blast Zone. I'm going to take Path. I think we're going to do blue-white control, especially with the cards that we're getting now. Because, like, holy crap. Throw Koth in the side. I don't think we're playing him. Okay, Gideon got picked up. I probably should have taken Gideon. We'll take Linvala. Card I don't want to play against in the sideboard. And a Fire Blast that we are probably not playing, although it is really good with Thousand Year Storm. I could see if there's like a bunch of rituals, we could drop white and just do like blue-red Thousand Year Storm. Because Fire Blast is hilariously powerful. A free burn spell to top off your storm turn is kind of nuts. Okay, what do we got? We got Coercive Portal, Torrential Gearhulk, Wormcoil, Resto, Sulfuric Vortex, Mana Tithe. There's a lot of cards that I kind of want in this pack. So Coercive Portal is just strong. We do have some powerful instants for Gearhulk, because we can hit Path, Dismember, Foff, or Cryptic Command. Wormcoil Engine is just really strong. Restoration Angel is a flash threat, but we're kind of getting heavy in the 4-drop slot. I think... I don't want to take Mana Tithe. I think I'm going to take Torrential Gearhulk. It's probably the most likely of like the powerful cards in this pack to wheel, but it's really good in our setup, so I'm going to take it. Okay, we've got Orzhov Signet, Goblin Electromancer, Fast Bond, Ulamog. There's Kiki Jiki. We just passed Resto, but we probably weren't playing this. Cloudskate's also good. So I think the pick for us is either Cloudskate, Signet, or Electromancer. I think... Signet is probably the best for us here. I'm really debating between it and Cloudskate, and I think Signet is the pick. Okay, what do we've got? We've got Tolarian Academy. There's Brain Freeze. Dak Faden. Dak Faden is really good. There's also Tolarian Academy, but we don't have enough artifacts. We do have a Mox, so like Tolarian Academy has the like really insane upside, but we don't have any other like low drop artifacts, really. Maybe we do 3-color with red, but we're gonna need to start getting fixing for that. I really like Dak Faden here. Like we could take Sower. I'm gonna take Dak. Okay, Time Spiral, Boros Signet, Desperate Ritual. Okay, I'm starting to see some Storm stuff that I'm considering picking. Probably more than I should. Time Spiral, on the other hand, is just really good. Like, it's a complete reload. I think I'm going to take Time Spiral just because it's a really strong card. We know we're not getting a High Tide, so like it's not going to be as good. But it should still be good. Okay. Impulse or Lingering Souls, I think, are the picks for us here. I kind of like Impulse. It will get better if we get any interactive, like, low-drop interactive counter spells, like Spell Pierce or a Mana Leak or something. Thief of Sanity is really good. There's also a Cabal Ritual, if we want to keep speculating on Storm and like slowly transition into Storm. The problem is we don't have any other black Storm cards, and that requires we cut quite a few cards that we currently have. I think I'm going to take Thief of Sanity. It's just way too strong. I like Control Magic. Make your opponent answer their own biggest threat. We could also take Incinerate, because Incinerate is good with Thousand Year Storm, and having red over black opens us up to Dak Faden. But we do have a black Signet and a black Mox, so I don't know if we're actually going to play that much red. Scarab God. We don't have a lot of creatures, but we are really heavily considering Esper. Thirst for Knowledge, also a really good card advantage spell. I think I'm going to take Thirst for Knowledge. Alright, first pack again. I think we're going to have to commit to Esper. Maybe we splash black and just do blue, white, red. Lightning Strike is good removal, but Inquisition is super good. We're going to take Inquisition. Oh, did I make the wrong pick here? Is all the Storm stuff going to come around now that we have 1,000-Year Storm? Looks like it. We'll take a Brain Freeze. Desperate Ritual. Probably, well, Feast and Famine is actually a pretty decent sword. Ball Ritual. Angrath's Rampage. So now we could do like Grixis Storm Control. We could drop most of the white. But we're going to need to start picking good mana here. Okay, Izzet Signet really strong. Force of Will also really strong, whether we're Control or Storm. So we can either take the best Signet for us, probably the best Signet in the cube, if I'm being honest, or we can take Force of Will. Our only real interaction right now is Day of Judgment, Fractured Identity, and Cryptic Command. I think I'm going to take Force. That might be wrong. Signet might actually be better there. And I doubt Signet will wheel. I don't think either one of them would, but... Okay, what do we got? Flooded Strand, Tropical Island, and some random good black cards. I think we're going to take Flooded Strand. It's going to really help with the mana issues, because it fetches white or white-blue at the moment. If we can pick up a Steam Vents or a Volcanic Island, our mana is a Steam Vents, Volcanic Island, Underground Sea, etc. It's going to be really good, being a blue fetch and all. Okay, what do we got? Turnabout. We still want to do Storm, but there's no High Tide. Crucible of Worlds, good with our Flooded Strand. Strip Mine. Crucible and Strip Mine in the same pack. I think I'm going to go ahead and call Esper. We're going to give up the dream of Grixis. Yeah. We're not going to do Storm. We're going to do Control. Okay. So we're going to take Watery Grave here. Oh, swords, though. And Gonti. Watery Grave makes our mana perfect. Well, not perfect, but way better. I think I have to take Watery Grave. Oh, come on! I just committed! Don't do this to me! Well, we don't have the mana to do Storm, so we're gonna stay Esper. Like, the fast mana is what I'm talking about. And there it is! Fallen Shinobi, Kitesail Freebooter. Both of those are really good. I'm gonna take the Shinobi. There's a Badlands and a Manamorphose. Dark Petition as well. Gonna take Dark Petition. We take a Moat. Balance could be fun. I don't know if I really want to play Plaguecrafter. Bitter Blossom is a really good card. Angel of Sanctions is a flyer that removes and can kill our opponent. Plus it can recur one time. Stoneforge Mystic. We do have a Sword of Feast and Famine. Throw a Yogg-Will in the side. Hallowed Spirit Keeper or a Terminus. We probably need the creature more than we need another board wipe. And Shield Breaker into the side. I should have just hard committed to Storm, like, right away, but I didn't. Okay. Let's see, what are we dealing with here? So we're gonna cut Dark Petition. What? What's the matter, Porter? Am I not throwing your toys? Is that the problem? That dog, he's so demanding. And then we'll cut I guess we cut Time Spiral. Because it's not like we have Nar set, or a way to break the symmetry, really. Let's go ahead and add the basic lands. Combine groups. Sort by converted mana cost. Okay. So, Watery Grave instead of a swamp. Tundra instead of a plains. Flooded Strand, we'll say instead of an island. Strip Mine instead of... probably an island. And Mox Jet instead of a swamp. Try it like this. Just for funsies, I'm going to go ahead and build a second deck that's Storm. I will get back to you when it is done. So this is technically a deck 2. I don't think it's playable. I think this is really bad Storm. But if we play our primary Esper control deck and we just get crushed, we'll try playing the Storm for funsies. Okay, round 1. We'd love to play first. Alright, no black mana, but that's okay. We do have double white, that's very important. We're going to keep against Caleb D. Start plains, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Sheldock Isle. Exiling a card face down, we draw Linvala. Well, play an island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mesmeric Fiend. Alright, well, they get to exile a card out of our hand. We're not pathing it in response, as it is the old wording, and they would be able to exile a card of ours permanently. They take Fractured Identity. We draw a Bitter Blossom. Play a Tundra. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Gets in for 1. We'll take it. Down to 19. And they play a Jace Bellerin. Okay, they down-tick Jace. And pass. We draw a Cryptic Command. Pass the turn. We really don't want to path a 1/1. Okay. Opponent down-ticks Jace again. Does not appear to have found their 4th land, or they're waiting till second main phase to play it at the very least. Yep, there it is. Bitter Blossom. Okay. We draw a Control Magic. Still no lands. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a fairy. Well, Mana Screw is not how I expected this game to go. Opponent plays a Solemn Simulacrum. Gets to ramp. I'm not above Control Magicking that. We draw a Strip Mine. So we will play Strip Mine. And I think we're going to go ahead and control... Nah, we're going to Linvala. Our opponent hasn't seen Control Magic yet. They might still play a bigger threat. Linvala blocks and probably dies to a lot of things here. Opponent pluses Jace is very kind. Duress. They can take pretty much whatever they want here. Probably Bitter Blossom. I guess they take Control Magic if they're worried about cards we can actually cast. Order's playing with his toys again. So I apologize for anything coming through on the capture. They take Dismember of all things. They want to draw a card. They want to turn on this Sheldock Isle. We're going to take 2. They could also have a Collective Brutality. Okay, we draw a Swamp. So we can either play Angel of Sanctions. We can Inquisition, actually, first. And make sure the path is clear. I kind of like that. They have a Torrential Gearhulk and not much else. In that case, we're going to Strip Mine their Sheldock Isle. And pass the turn. We're really going to hope we draw another land. But our opponent could have gotten down to 20 cards in deck, and I expect they put something scary under that originally. Okay, they draw a card. They play an island. We go attacking. We will block. We draw an island. So opponent just drew a bunch of cards. We're gonna stay on defense. What? What's the problem? There's a toy here and it's not being thrown? Goodness. Opponent draws more cards. Has a whole fistful. Plays another island. Stop. Stop. Go play somewhere else. Thron Dynamo for our opponent. Gonna path this Mesmeric Fiend. Get back our Fractured Identity. We draw Force of Will. That's actually a lot better than I had hoped. Because now we can cast an Angel and have some counterspell back up here. We're going to take our opponent's Bitter Blossom. And pass. Oh, they played a Swamp last turn, didn't they? They cash in their Jace. 9 cards in hand. 7 mana for our opponent. Maybe not. Dig through time. Well, I think I'm okay with letting that resolve. Alright, opponent's got a Thoughtseize. To clear the way. Lots of hand hate from our opponent. Would you go and chew on that over there, please? No, I'm going to bring it right back and chew on it right next to the mic. Oh, this dog. I love him to death. He's just a few IQ points short of where he should be, I think. Opponent thinking long and hard about what they want to get rid of. If they take Fractured Identity, then we can just start attacking with, like, Cryptic Command and Force of Will back up. If they want to take Force, we can Fractured Identity anything big and scary they play, or just have a Cryptic Command at the ready at all times. I think if I was my opponent, I would probably be more scared of Fractured Identity, but I think either one of these cards is probably the correct choice. They probably do not have a lot of interaction left if they're struggling to decide on what to pick here. Opponent takes Force. And they discard an island. We draw a Brazen Borrower. Okay. Get in with Linvala. Opponent does go for the quadruple block. We are fine with this. Pass turn. I actually don't know if they have that swamp anymore or not. Opponent is going to Emrakul the Promised End. So I think what we're going to do is counter and bounce a Fairy Rogue. We're kind of choked on mana, which I think the worst thing our opponent can do to us is Fractured Identity or Angel of Sanctions. But that doesn't really... It just gives them their Bitter Blossom back is all that accomplishes. Okay. Opponent is going to flash back their Dig Through Time. Kind of sucks that we will not be able to Fractured Identity this Gear Hulk. I think that's what they have to cast. Because letting us flash back like a Cryptic Command is probably not the greatest thing. Yeah. Okay, we untap. We draw an island. Play an island. We're going to control magic this Gear Hulk. And bounce this Angel of Sanctions. Pass the turn. It may have been worth slamming our own Bitter Blossom there. Seven mana. Opponent plays Karn. Exiles control magic. Inquisitions takes Bitter Blossom. We untap and draw Murderous Rider. And we do not have the mana to cast it, unfortunately. And I don't think we will ever have the mana to cast it. As our opponent... Oh, well... I figured they might go for our only black source, but we don't have anything we can threaten that Karn with, like, at all. Okay, opponent's getting in for 6, we go to 9. Cast Brazen Borrower. We draw a fact or fiction. I think we just main phase this. Okay, opponent had a counterspell. Didn't matter. And I believe this game is officially lost. Opponent gets in for 7, we go to 2. Impulse. Yeah, okay, you got us. Opponent has a way harder control deck than we have. And we were stuck on mana for a long, long time. I have Stoneforge Mystic in this deck and no Sword of Feast and Famine. I apologize to everybody screaming in the comments at me right now for being such an absolute imbecile. But I will rectify that post-haste. I think we're going to cut Spirit Keeper as he's not particularly that powerful. Alright, we'll play first. Almost. So with an island, it's really good. With the plains, it's decent. We could balance on take them down to 1 land. We can Inquisition, but I think we gotta go to 5. That's awful. Alright, we'll keep. We'll put back Murderous Rider and Plains. Start Watergrave tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. And they got nothing. What are the odds they have a Spell Pierce or a Daze? I think I'm just going to strip mine this. It's not a fantastic play, but I don't have a lot of good plays. Play an island. I guess we'll try Bitter Blossom. Pass the turn. Hey, it's stuck. That's good. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles Miscalc. Alright. Plays a Swamp and a Jace. Sure. Ticks down, draws a card. Okay. We Impulse. We are going to take this Fallen Shinobi 100%. Okay, play a Plains. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. Ninjutsu. Come on, good cards. Woo! We got a Scarab God. Pass the turn. And we have a zombie. Alright, opponent plays Chupacabra, kills the Scarab God. We get a fairy token. Draw Mox Jet. Alright, well, let's go to combat. Kill Jace, attack our opponent. Opponent has to block here, like 100%. We could... Actually, yeah, let's, we're gonna sack all of our creatures in 1 land, but we're gonna make them discard their entire hand. I think that's actually worth it. Choose 4 lands you control. That also answers the Scarab God. Alright, we have an active Bitter Blossom, and our opponent has nothing. Top deck a land, we get a fairy. Draw a Day of Judgment, pass the turn. That was a really good 2-mana Wit's End, even if it did cost all of our creatures. Get in for 1. Okay, opponent's got nothing. We're gonna fetch up an island. Untap, get a fairy. Draw an Inquisition. We're gonna wait 1 turn on that Inquisition, I think. Opponent plays a land. Has a Karn. Exiles a card from our hand. I think Inquisition is worth less than Day of Judgment. We get a fairy. Draw a path. Go to combat. Everything at Karn. Opponent is going to duress. We could path a fairy, but I don't think we should. Because if our opponent down ticks on Bitter Blossom, we're going to be able to kill Karn, and if they uptick, they're going to get a card that they're just going to empty our hand. And this Day of Judgment isn't really doing anything. Okay? So we get to kill Karn. And now our opponent is on a 3-turn clock. Okay, opponent goes to 8. We draw a Gear Hulk. That's actually pretty good, even if just for an impulse. It does change the clock from 2 to 1. Plus, if our opponent has a Damnation or something, we can Gear Hulk at the end of turn and still kill them. Alright, we didn't even have to show it. Sweet, going to game 3. And that was on a double mulligan. We just got really lucky with that balance. It was quite balanced, you might say. That was bad. Let's see. I don't think we have any changes. We're just going to run it back. Unfortunately, this is not keepable. This is much better. We will keep this. And I think we're going to put back Cryptic Command. We're quite a ways off of casting Cryptic Command. Opponent starts Duress, probably takes our Mox. They will likely find other hand hate by the time we could Fractured Identity. Okay, they take Fractured Identity, they don't want to risk it. Because our opponent is playing black, I think it is correct to play the Mox. Opponent has a Mesmeric Fiend, gets their options of Path or Torrential Gear Hulk. I figured they might take Torrential as they would rather us path something really derpy, but I guess I was wrong. Okay. Opponent is stuck on 2 lands. Okay, they found a third. And turn 3 Jace every game. I actually don't know if it was turn 3 game 1. Alright, we get a Signet. Play the Signet. Pass the turn. You are fine. Opponent plays an island. What? What is the problem? They get in for 1. We draw a Brazen Borrower. So we'll play a Flooded Strand and pass the turn. Oh, you want me to throw the toy again. And here I thought it was something serious. Actually, if I just hold it in my left hand, he'll play Tug. Alright, we get an Angel, thanks to the courteousness of our opponent. Our opponent is going to Inquisition, so we are going to Petty Theft our opponent's Mesmeric Fiend. Actually, if they have another black source, this is really dumb. Opponent's going to counterspell that. Alright, that's fine. They really don't want us to have Path. Take it in for 1. Okay, we're going to fetch with Flooded Strand and get a Watery Grave. Untap. Draw an island. Play an island. Angel of Sanctions. We're going to take this Jace. Nope. Opponent says Mana Drain. Well, we will get to Embalm that at the very least, but our opponent is going to get 1 metric ton of colorless mana. And it's a Simulacrum. Please don't follow this with a Karn. Please, no Karns. Alright. We get a Control Magic. I think we're going to go ahead and Embalm this Angel. Unless our opponent's got a Stifle, this is going to go through. We're going to take, I guess, Jace. Pass the turn. I didn't want to refresh their Mesmeric Fiend. Like if they had a removal for the token. Oh good, what is this? It's a lot of mana. Dig through time. Okay. Gotta dig. I am multitasking, recording magic, and playing with the dog. I hope this doesn't bother anybody. That's bad. Nazi's gonna take our Torrential Gear Hulk, I think, because we have like no threats after that. We're gonna take Control Magic. Alright. And they pass. We draw Force of Will. Well, that sounds kind of fun. That might just be 5 mana counterspell. Attack for 3. Opponent does not block. Opponent's turn. They play a land. You get in for 3. Well, no blocks from us. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Take our opponent to 12. Opponent's just top decking lands. We're going to take 3 at least one more time. Chupacabra. Force of Will that. Retro mode. Bull Price. We really do not want to give our opponent this Jace back if we can avoid it. They have a Torrential Gear Hulk for Mana Drain? Ugh. Grody. Alright, so we need like Day of Judgment off the top to have any reasonable chance of winning this game. Minus Jace, draw a card. Alright, Factor Fiction. Main phase Factor Fiction. Cryptic Command and Impulse versus Murderous Rider, 2 lands. I think we're going to take Cryptic Command, Impulse. Actually, if we take Cryptic Command, no. We want to take Murderous Rider lands. So we can play... Shouldn't tap to black for that. Play an island. We can Swift End a Mesmeric Fiend. Get back our Path. Path Gear Hulk. Next turn we can cast Murderous Rider with Cryptic Command or Factor Fiction backup. But we're going to 2 this turn. And our opponent has a ton of mana. They play a land. They have a Scarab God. That's only a little scary. They get back up his Mesmeric Fiend. Well, we need a Day of Judgment. Opponent can get back a Brazen Borrower. they want. We need a Day of Judgment and for our opponent to have nothing. Which, unfortunately for us, is not the case. GG. See you guys round 2. Alrighty. Welcome back to Vintage Cube. Round 2. We're going to play first. And I think this is a very fair opener. We'll keep. Start planes, pass the turn. Opponent starts Prismatic Vista. We draw a Stoneforge Mystic, so we'll play Stoneforge. Oh my god, I forgot to make the change. Everybody is going to be screaming at me in the comments. Kano, you moron. Okay, well, look. Alright, you cut me some slack here. It's intimidation. We're intimidating our opponent. Oh man, that's so awful. Opponent ponders. Green-blue of some kind. Good lord, that's horrible. I can't believe I did that. We draw Balance. So we're gonna play a Tundra. Get in for 1. Play a Hollowed Spirit Keeper. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Basic Landtron assembled. And they play a Fairgrounds Warden, taking our Spirit Keeper away from us. We draw an Inquisition. Well, let's take a peek at what's going on over here. Renin 6, Sword Stoneforge, Condemn Mana Leak. So we're going to take Renin 6, because we have very few other ways to answer this card. We could take Mana Leak, actually. If they play Renin 6, we could Fractured Identity it, and that'd be pretty sweet. We're going to take Mana Leak. We do not want to path yet. So we will pass. Opponent plays Sword. Sure. That would also be kind of a fun target to steal. Well, we will play a Bitter Blossom. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Brawl. Interesting. Okay, we get a token. Play an island. Pass the turn. We might be pathing our token. Opponent plays an island, going to Solemn Simulacrum. I assume they're going to search for a mountain here. Yep. Seems good. I think I'm actually going to path this token. Get another island. Untap. Get a token. Play an angel. Take out the sword. Pass the turn. Have to be wary of this condemn. If our opponent plays Renin 6, we are going to Fractured Identity. They play Renin 6. Probably picks up Prismatic Vista, excuse me. They play a Copter. Okay. Get another token. We draw a Thirst for Knowledge. So yeah, let's take the Renin 6 that they didn't activate for some reason. If we get Mana Tithe, I'm going to be so sad. It'd have to be our opponent's only unknown card. Alright. Plus Renin 6. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent gonna fire up the Copter. And go looting. They discard Stoneforge and are attacking Renin 6. I think I'm just gonna chump. We'll wait to kill it with Angel of Sanctions till we have something for protection. Metalworker for our opponent, and a land tax. Alright. Let's ponder on this real quick. Okay, dismember seems fun. So put on top, put on top, put on top, no shuffle. Plus Renin 6. Will attack. Our opponent does not have white mana. And pass. Okay, opponent reveals a Wormcoil Engine. To cast a Wormcoil Engine, leaves up mana for Condemn. Block here. Double block there. Dismember Fairgrounds Warden. Get back Spirit Keeper. Opponent gets to draw, but that's fine. We untap, get a fairy, draw Impulse. Go ahead and Impulse. Ooh. I think we want Torrential so we can get this path back to take out Wormcoil. Cryptic Command is also tempting, but... Plus Renin 6. Pass the turn. Really happy this is not a Swords or a Path, because I think we might be in trouble if it were the case. Okay. Opponent's going to crew up the Copter. Suspends Ancestral Visions. And Armageddons. I guess we thirst in response. We'll discard 2 cards. We'll discard a land and balance. Then I think we're going to force a will this Armageddon. Pitching Brazen Borrower. Okay. Opponent's gonna go aggro. Goes looting. You are fine. There's nothing up here for you. At least, I don't think any toys of yours are left on the desk. No. Opponent discards Condemn. They've given up on Condemn. Block like this. Kill the Copter. Opponent plays another island. We untap. Get a Mox Jet, which is kind of a hilarious way to get around land tax. Pick up the plains. Just gonna main phase this Gear Hulk. If our opponent's last card's a counterspell, then... Okay, Mana Drain. That's fine. They can loot if they want to, but it goes right in the grave. Alright, we'll pass. We're going to try and get Renin 6 up to 8 and then alt, so that we can keep picking up a land to Path of Exile. Shush! Chew on this. Chew on your toy. Or maybe this one. Is this one better? Alright, opponent's got nothing. They attack for 6. We are going to chump block. You gotta wait a minute, bub. We get a Fallen Shinobi. So, plus Renin 6. Go to combat. Get in with a Fairy Rogue that can't be blocked. And ninjutsu. What's the matter? Do you need to go outside? Is that it? Do you need to go outside? Okay. 1 second. And I will take you out. Yes, I know. Okay. Alright. Well, apparently, this is an emergency. I will be right back. Sorry that took so long. I live on the 3rd floor, and there is no elevator. When it goes attacking with the Worm Coil, we will chump. Untap, get a fairy, we draw Linvala. So we Alt-Ren in 6. Path the Worm Coil. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Opponent chumps. Sure. And we pass. Ancestral Visions coming off next turn. And our opponent plays an Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. That's pretty annoying. I get -5 to exile all of our permanents. Okay. Well, that's a pretty hefty recovery. At least our spells have retrace. So if we get a land, we can just Fractured Identity Ugin, and that should be game. Opponent getting in with Metalworker. Take whatever pile has lands in it. We will choose pile 1. Untap and draw Murderous Rider. We'll just go ahead and take Ye Old Ugin. Shoot down Metalworker. Pass the turn. We'll save a path to Oh, well, I mean, we could do that. That's pretty sweet. All of our lands are now Force of Wills. Oh, man. Opponent has basically 1 draw. They need like a Beast Within. Alright, they got a Brainstorm. If they had a Zealous Conscripts would be really bad as well. They Treasure Cruise. Okay. They play a land. They only have 5 cards left. Opponent plays a Dak Faden. Pluses Dak Faden, go looting. Discards land. Plays a Mana Crypt. They could have like an Eldrazi in their deck. Porcelain Legionnaire. Suits up the Legionnaire. Alright, well, let's go ahead and -3 Ugin. Play Linvala. Pass the turn. Opponent wins their coin flipped for Mana Crypt. Plays a Strip Mine. Takes out our swamp, that's fine. So we can actually end the game next turn by stealing their Sword of Body and Mind, I think. No, never mind, that doesn't do it. We draw a Day of Judgment. Shoot our opponent. Go to combat. Get in for 3. Pass the turn. We can still full price Force of Will out of the grave. Opponent plays a Sower of Temptation. Yeah, we will force that. And that's game. Whew! Made it. Alright, so I guess we're not going to make any changes and just run it back. Aha! You thought I wasn't going to put in the Sword of Feast and Famine. Don't worry, I remembered. The question is, what do we take out in this matchup? Spirit Keeper seems really blah. So I think we'll do that. Run it back. Alright, well this hand is terrible. We will mulligan. Much better, but not perfect. We will keep. I think we're going to throw back this Inquisition. See what our opponent does. They start Island. And Ponder. Alright. Sure, you got a Ponder. Oops. I don't want to chat. They shuffled. Interesting. Okay. Play an island, pass the turn. Well, this balance might do work, depending. They suspend Ancestral Visions, play a Plains. We draw a Plains, so we will play a Plains. Pass the turn. Ancestral, ticking down. Opponent plays a Sword of Feast and Famine. Funny that. Because I think we're going to do the same thing. Pass the turn. Ancestral still ticking down ominously. Opponent plays a Solemn Simulacrum. Going to find a forest. Sure. We draw Dismember, which is pretty nice. We'll play Tundra. Pass the turn. If our opponent goes to suit up, I think we're going to Dismember here. They play a land. They play Brawl. Okay. Yeah, so we will go ahead and Dismember. They draw a card. Path Brawl. They get a land. Okay, I think I'm going to Impulse for a land. Yeah, we'll Impulse. Bitter Blossom, Ponder, Swamp, I think are the choices here. We're going to take the Swamp. Play the Swamp, pass the turn. Opponent is going to draw a ton of cards this turn. If they didn't draw a counterspell and they don't play a Planeswalker, I think we're going to balance. Alright, Wormcoil Engine. I believe that is worth the Fractured Identity. Pro Black and Green. So we're going to discard Plains Island. Untap, we draw. Cryptic Command. Fractured Identity, the Wormcoil Engine. That's pretty good. We're going to hold back Strip Mine for post-balance. Opponent plays a Prismatic Vista, going to crack it. Gets a Plains. Actually, pre-balance is probably better, because we want to like get as many cards out of their hand as possible. We want them to play creatures. They Treasure Cruise, okay. Mana Crypt. We're really hoping for no Karn. Stoneforge Mystic, okay, that's not that scary. Fails to find. Sword of Body and Mind, okay. So they get to equip if they want to use Mana Crypt this turn. It appears as though they do not. So, play Strip Mine, suit up Wormcoil, go to combat, attack. We are going to return a permanent, make our opponent tap all their land, or tap their creatures, I mean. We're going to bounce Sword of Body and Mind, and then we are going to balance. So our opponent is going to discard 3 cards, they're going to sack some number of lands, and then we're going to take them off of red or green. Our opponent making us discard Day of Judgment with Sword of Feast and Famine is not really a concern. They lost out on a Temple Garden. They discarded Sword of Light and Shadow, Armageddon, and Metalworker. So we're going to Strip Mine Mountain. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent wins the flip on Mana Crypt. If they don't make us discard Day of Judgment, we probably just attack and then Day of Judgment, because we have tokens left over that can wield a sword. Alright, they replay Body and Mind. We do have protection from the wolves, so I don't think this is going to matter all that much. We mill 10. If we draw a land, we do have Angel of Sanctions as well. Okay? Sure. We draw a Thief of Sanity. So we're going to get in for 8. Opponent cannot block. They discard their last card. Oh, we should have played Thief of... No, never mind. Because we're going to Wrath. They discard a Sower. We blow up the board. We get tokens. We have 2 lethal threats, and our opponent wins the flip. They do not die to their own Mana Crypt. That would have been justice. You don't get to play a card this broken and win every flip. Come on. But we win the match. So I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, welcome back to round 3. We lost the die roll. Yeah, I think we'll keep this. I think we actually might not ponder right away, just to hold up this force of will, depending on what we see from our opponent and what we draw. So start island, pass the turn. Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I think this is worth forcing. Play Orzhov Signet. Next turn we can get down this Thief of Sanity or Lidvala. Opponent appears to be on mono white. They put Signet on top and play a Thraben Inspector. That's fine. Play the Signet. Pass the turn. They draw a card. Play a land. Porcelain Legionnaire. Alright, we get in for 1, that's fine. Moto really was not having fun there. We play a Thief of Sanity. Pass the turn. If they don't have removal for this, we're going to start getting in some really nasty hits. Opponent plays a Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Makes a knight. It's in for 3, we take it. Draw Swamp. Alright. Well, let's hit our opponent. Mother of Runes, Condemn, Wasteland. I think we take Condemn. Second main phase, we'll play a Swamp. Get this Gideon out of here. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Hero of Bladehold. No attacks from our opponent. We draw a Stoneforge Mystic. Get in with the Thief of Sanity. And a Danto Vanguard. Play Stoneforge Mystic. Oh no, I did it again! Oh, it's so bad. Oh my god. Oh, we deserved to lose. Oh my god. 3 times! 3 times in one match, or in one league. This is the casual 2-mana 1/2, the Flightless Stormcrow. If you look on the battlefield, you'll see the rare white Flightless Stormcrow. Oh god. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Alright, what's opponent got? Elspeth, Knight Errant. They could pump up the hero. I think it gives it flying. Yeah. They could pump up the hero just to guarantee they get an attack with it, but like, we'll see. We're gonna condemn it if they attack with it, like 100%. Okay. They pump up the hero. I think the only way we're gonna get wrecked here is if they have a Mana Tithe. Alright, maximum attack for our opponent. Condemn the hero. Tokens. Trigger. Block here. Block here. And block here. We could pay for life, but I don't think we're going to. Untap. We draw Flooded Strand. Alright, go to combat. Take a turn off of playing our opponent's cards. Kill Elspeth. Play Lidvala and a Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Batter Skull for our opponent. The good news is, but the bad news is, that's really effective, actually, because it's a living weapon and not any other strange keyword that I can't remember how it works. And get a Watery Grave, untap. Okay, Cryptic Command. No third blue land kind of sucks. Get in with Thief of Sanity. Take... Do we take Path or Bramaz? Probably Path. Alright, pass the turn. And opponent scoops it up. Woo! Alright, once again, doing that. Bringing in Moat this time around. I think Moat is going to have some pretty integral value here. What are we going down for? Probably Force. It's not super good versus White Weenies. Maybe not. I think I'm actually going to cut Dismember. We have enough other removal. Alright, well. We draw Bitter Blossom and this hand's going to be really good. Plus we have a Force for anything that's going to kill us really early on the board. I almost want to force that, but I'm not going to. Alright, Inquisition. Damn. Start Island, pass the turn. I am going to counter that, because our life will be hell if I don't. Opponent does not attack. Play a Swamp, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Brightling. We draw a uncastable Linvala. Play a Sword, pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays an Honor of the Pure. Gets in for 4, we'll take it, go to 15. And plays a Soulfire Grandmaster. Well, white mana and we should win. But we really need white mana. When it gets in for 7. Okay, white mana or bust. Oh, wait. Yep, they're gonna pump. Even if we draw white mana, any creature for them would be lethal. So, unfortunately, we lose. Did not draw white mana. Run it back. We would love to play first. This seems like a decent hand, especially that Stoneforge Mystic is no longer Flightless Stormcrow. Start Plains, pass the turn. Opponent starts Plains. And Mother of Runes, sure. Play an island. Play Stoneforge. Fetch up a sword. Pass the turn. And opponent scoops it up. Evidently kept a one-lander. And that is the match, winning with Flightless Stormcrow. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this iteration of Vintage Cube, and I will see you guys in the next one. Remember to like the video and or subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. It would mean a lot to me, and I appreciate your support. Bye!